Hi everyone, I hope you're all well today. It's Monday and it's the last day of June, as that's half the year away. I don't know where June went, I don't know where half the year has went, but it has went. I hope you're all well, I hope you're keeping well, and I hope you're maintaining your sanity in these funny times that we're living in at the moment. So today I'm going to read a poem which is called Unapologetic, and I wrote it this week. I think I wrote it this week. Yeah, I'm sure I wrote it this week. And again, take what resonates from it, and also before I give the synopsis of the poem, I always say that these are just my personal perspectives, and you are free to argue my personal perspectives if you want. So the poem is called Unapologetic, and I think it's basically me giving excuse me in advance, a kind of two-finger salute to a world now where, again, my personal perspective, in a world now where society is very much orientated towards perfection, and everybody is supposed to be perfect, or that is the act of perfection that they're portraying, whether it be on a social media platform or somewhere else in their private life. I don't know. Perfectionism doesn't exist. Nobody's perfect. I am far from perfect. If you want perfect, I think you probably need to go buy a Barbie doll somewhere. Society, I would say, particularly for the female population, is very much geared towards as I say, having to look a certain way, follow different trends. You've got all these channels on here which are telling you how to put your makeup on. You've got other channels telling you what you should be wearing. At 2 years away from 60, I think I know by now how to apply my makeup, and if I don't, then there's something far wrong. I don't follow any trends as far as what I wear. I've never been a dedicated follower of fashion, and I've also said this on numerous occasions that 99% of my wardrobe has at one time belonged to someone else, because I buy most of my clothes from thrift shops. That's what you call them, I think, in the States, and we call them charity shops, and you'll know that I used to work in one. I very rarely go into Edinburgh. I had occasion to go into Edinburgh, was it this week or last week, specifically for, and this is the only thing that does not come out of thrift shops, is underwear. Because I am doing another photo shoot this week. I was chosen and I won, so I'm having another photo shoot this week. On the subject of that, there is nothing dirty or sleazy about these photo shoots. They're very empowering, and a lot of women have one when maybe their confidence is at an all-time low, maybe they've just been divorced or had a breakup. They usually cost quite a lot of money, these photo shoots. And I stuck my name on a form on Facebook, and then I got a text to say I had been chosen. It is in Edinburgh this time, so I'm happy about that. So I'm going on Thursday. And what I wore last time, unfortunately, because I have, and I know it doesn't, but I have, some of it doesn't fit, so I had to buy. So, but I'm digressing. That's why I went into Edinburgh. Normally I would not go into Edinburgh to buy or shop at a brand new store for brand new clothes, because I don't really have that cash to spend. And charity shops sell the most amazing stuff. New Look, Zara, everything, and it's good quality. Yeah, these channels on here, they command, they're called influencers, and they command thousands and thousands of viewers. I don't watch them. I don't need anyone telling me how to put my makeup on. It takes me 5 minutes to put my makeup on in the morning. But when I go for a photo shoot, they put heavy makeup on me and false eyelashes for the lighting of the camera, and I'm not particularly keen on that. I am blessed with good skin because my mother had good skin. Unapologetic is basically my way of saying I don't need to do or say or act or be anything else apart from who I am, and who I am is enough. And don't put me in any kind of box, because I don't belong in a box. I would think typically, probably as well, society would dictate that because I am of a certain age, I should be married by now, I should have kids by now. I never wanted to get married, and I never had the maternal instinct to have children. So I am not your typical 58-year-old woman, and I don't have a problem with not being a typical 58-year-old woman. Don't put me in any kind of a box, because I don't belong in a box. I have a lot of tattoos, but the tattoos were not in any way placed on my skin as an act of defiance. Each tattoo that I have tells a story of my life. They weren't put there as an act of defiance against society. I like my tattoos, I love my tattoos, and they are quite addictive. I do have 19 tattoos. But unapologetic is basically, as I say, my way of saying I am unique, I am an individual, and I don't have to follow any trends. I don't have to get fake nails. I don't have to get fake tans. I don't have to get fake eyelashes. I don't have to get fake anything, because I don't want to be fake in any way, shape or form. I want to be who I am, and who I am is real and authentic, and she's enough. The only thing is my hair, which I don't have a problem with, because I have a hairpiece now that I'm happy with. But don't try and put me in a box along with all the other clones and tell me that I need to get my nails done, because I don't. And 50 years ago, 60 years ago, Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn, Rita Hayworth, they were natural natural beauties. There was nothing fake about them. But this modern society, everything is geared towards looking perfect, following a trend, and being a certain way. It's not. We didn't come here to be a certain way. We are who, and this is what I always have to reiterate every time I speak, that we are who we are. And no matter how pretty someone may think they are, if they have a heart that's ugly, then they are ugly. They are ugly. End of story. I have traits in me that I am trying to address, and sometimes they rise to the surface, and I know they rise to the surface when I am, particularly it happens when I am triggered. And a trigger, and again I'm sorry because I'm going off at tangents here, and this could blend into a longer video than I meant to have. A trigger is an emotional response which is a residual effect of what happened to you when you were abused. So if you are still unhealed, certain things, if they happen, will take you right back to the time that you were abused. That is what a trigger is. And I know what my triggers are, and I don't like what happens to me when I'm triggered. So I know that I need to work on keeping my emotions in a balance and not allowing anyone or anything to trigger me, so that I become a person, number one, I don't recognise, and number two, somebody I don't want to be. Because if I do that, sometimes then I will be projecting it onto someone else, and I don't want to do that either. You have to heal, and you don't project it onto innocent people that were not responsible for what happened. And I've went completely, as I say, because this is what I do. I start off here and then I go there. So I have managed to run nearly on to 15 minutes. So that is what I'm doing this week. It is, but I'm glad it's in Edinburgh, because the last one was in Glasgow and it was such a traipse. It was just an it was outside of Glasgow, so it was quite a long day. And all I did was fill out a form on Facebook, and it's their 20th anniversary, and they were picking 20 people. So I was picked, and that's what I'm doing on Thursday. But because I've put on a bit of extra weight, and I know you can't see it when I'm sitting down, but I feel it, and I don't know where it's come from, but let's not go off there again. Let me read the poem and let me finish off, because I'm really bad for that. I start off here and then I go somewhere else. So the poem is called Unapologetic. Again, I'm reading it from my phone because I did post it on another platform, and I do hope that my phone does not make a noise. If freedom is a bird, allow me to fly. Never clip my wings. Within a cage my soul cannot sing. Never place a label on my skin. or force me into a box I do not fit. The burden of your expectations would kill me. I was not born with shackles on my feet. Why then must society constrain me with weighty opinions of how to live my life? Let me speak freely lest I choke on the emotions that rise in my throat. Never question who I am because you don't understand. I need no permission or validation. I am who I am, unapologetically. We don't need anyone's validation. We don't need anybody's approval. We only need to approve of ourselves. And that is sometimes very hard, especially for someone like me who was conditioned for such a long time to believe that she was not attractive or desirable in any way. I was probably made to feel that I was the ugliest woman in Scotland, and that's a hard thing to try and get out of your head when it's been drummed into you for a long time. I'm getting there. I'm not, as I always say, I'm not there yet. I'm not even probably halfway there. But I'm further on than I ever thought I would be. And I just have to keep working on these niggly little things that always come up for me. So I usually make the video, like I'm filming this on Sunday, so I usually make the video the day before I post it. So I will either come on Thursday looking like this, or I will come on Thursday with a full mask and fake eyelashes from the photo shoot. If I don't manage to get the video filmed before I go, I'll see what happens. Have a good week, and be gentle with yourself and be kind to yourself, and also be kind to others. It doesn't cost a lot to be kind. In fact, it costs nothing at all. Until next time, as always, thanks for being here, and I have managed to spin it on for quite some time. But I always think the points that I've got to make are important. They are to me, anyway. Bye for now.